Hello students, in this video we are going to study the producer consumer problem. So what is producer consumer problem? So this comes under the shared memory system. So I hope you remember the last video, that is IPC, inter-process coordination. Okay, so in that I have explained already the shared memory system. So what is producer consumer problem here? For example, so we already know the compiler and the assembler, right? So for example, producer consumer problem is what here? The producer is going to produce the item. Okay, so producer and the consumer are the two processes. So the producer is a process which produces the data or the items. So whatever the producer is going to produce the data items, that should be consumed by the consumer. Clear? So for example, the compiler may produce the assembly code, and that assembly code is consumed by an assembler. So once again, the assembler may produce the object modules, which are again consumed by the loader. Okay, and one more example, if we are accessing the internet, in that the client is going to access the server, so the server is going to, so the server produces the web pages or the HTML files, you can say, and the client is the consumer, which is consuming those files which is produced by the server. Clear? So if we are accessing the internet, in that the client is going to access the server. So the server is nothing but it produces the number of web pages or the files, and the client is a consumer, you can say. So here consume is going to access those, or it consuming those files which is produced by the server. So now you can see here, what is the problem under this producer consumer problem? So we need to make here the producer and consumer work concurrently, or you can say the both should run parallelly. So the producer will produce and the consumer has to consume the data or the items, you can say, and they have to work concurrently, so that the consumer will only consume what is produced by the producer. Okay, why? Because why we have to run these two processes concurrently? Because whatever the producer is going to produce the data or the items, that is consumed by the producer. Okay, sorry, that is consumed by the process consumer. Okay, that data only it has to consume. So this problem will be solved by our model called shared memory system. So what is the solution of this producer consumer problem? Is shared memory. So to allow producer and consumer processes to run concurrently, we have to make available that there should be a number of buffer items, or the buffer should be there. Okay, and that buffer is going to be filled by the producer, and that should be emptied by the consumer, because the producer is producing the item, so hence it has to fill those buffers. Okay, and similarly the consumer is going to consume, so hence it has to emptied by the consumer. So this buffer is going to be reside in a region called a memory. That memory is shared by both the processes called producer and the consumer. So now a producer can produce one item, while the consumer is going to consume the another item. So the consumer and the producer and consumer must be synchronized, so that the consumer does not try to consume an item that has not yet been produced. Here the producer and consumer must be synchronized, so that the consumer does not consume the item that has not yet been produced by the producer, you can say. So now I told here the buffer. So there are two types of buffers we are going to study here, that is unbounded buffer and the unbounded buffer and the bounded buffer. So unbounded buffer is no limit on the size of buffer. Unbounded means there is no boundary, you can say. So there is no size for that buffer. The consumer may have here, the consumer have to wait for the new items, but the producer can always produce the new items here. The consumer may here wait for the new items, but the producer can always produce the new items because there is no fixed size here in unbounded buffer. So similarly in bounded buffer there is always be the fixed buffer size. So hence the consumer must wait if the buffer is empty. The consumer is going to consume the item. So if the buffer is empty, he cannot consume those items or the data. So similarly producer must wait if the buffer is full. What it means? The producer is producing the data item. So if the buffer is full, we cannot produce, or after producing that where we are going to store that. So hence the producer must wait if the buffer is full. So what is the code of this producer and the consumer problem? So as you can see here, just I will explain the code. So on this screen you can see here the this is the code of producer process, you can say. So here we have initialized the count as a 0 because initially we don't have access, we are not accessing the data. So similarly, so the producer is one function, you can say here. So now item P, so this is one of the variable we have declared here. So what it means here is we are just for, you can say, which item we are producing here. Okay, so that's why we have declared that variable. So similarly, so now we can say here, so as I told in last here, in buffer we have to check whether the buffer is a full or not, right? So if for producer, if the buffer is already full, so now we have to check whether the buffer is full or not. So what is the condition for that? That is count is equals to n. So count is equals to n means the buffer is a full. So means n is nothing but what? The size of a buffer, you can say, and count is what here? How, suppose we have produced here the 5 items, and again the size of buffer is also 5, so 5 is equals to 5. So it means the buffer is full, so we cannot produce here the item. If not, if the condition get false, we have to go for the next step, buffer in. So buffer in is equals to item P. So it indicates what here? Next item in the buffer. Okay, so similarly the count, and after that in is equals to in plus 1 mod n, means we will get the new value of next item here. So count is equals to count plus 1 means what here? Load RP. So load, what is RP here? RP is nothing but the register where we are keep counting the number of items produced by the producer. So here how the count value will be calculated is in register called RP. We are going to store all the value of count. So how we are going to increment here? Increment RP means count is equals to count plus 1. So again in next process for each iteration we are going to increment it. So similarly for consumer code, so as I told first in producer problem we are checking the full buffer, whether the buffer is full. So here if the buffer is empty, we cannot consume that item. So hence here we have to check it. So if the count is empty, we have to wait here until and unless that in buffer at least one item should be come there. Okay, so item C is nothing but the consumed item. So it refers to the next present consuming item. So next out is equals to out plus 1 means what here? Next consuming item. So again once again in that RP is a register and here RC is a register. So in that we are doing the increment, and here we are doing the decrement, because we are consuming the item here. So this is what the producer consumer problem. So this is it comes under the shared memory system. So in next video we will see message passing model. So in IPC there are two models, shared memory and the message passing model. Clear? Thank you.